let's just check the volume levels. Okay, the first things first, the microphone volume level is way lower than it should be. Is that any better? No, it isn't. So this is... Oh, here we go. Look, Windows has randomly shut the volume level of the microphone down for me without me touching it. Okay, let's see what else is going to happen to us before we even get going. Let's just check the volume of the simulator itself. It looks remarkably low, but we'll just check the streaming. That's fine. Okay. Right then. Let's go and see how we get on with the aeroplane. So this is the DC3 that comes with Flight Simulator, but I've got the Duckworks mod from FlightSim.To installed, which fixes many of the issues with the DC3. So, have a look around inside. You'll see, first things first, the levers all start in different positions. Unfortunately, with the Duckworks mod, it's very difficult to drag the levers with the mouse, so you end up having to map them. You kind of have to map them, which I think is a bit of a mistake on the part of the Duckworks guys. But anyway, so first things first, let's go and get this thing fired up, shall we? So we'll put the cart in place. We're going to open the windows as well, because they're going to help us hear the engines as they fire up. Put the beacon light on. So we're using the battery cart out at the moment. I'm going to do most of this by memory, because it's a long time since I've used the DC3. So we open the cowl flaps. We're going to put the position lights on as well while we're at it. Okay, so I'm going to move myself into the middle of the cockpit to fire the engine up. Actually, before we do any... Actually, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just trying to remember things as we do this. So we need to go left and right main tanks. And then move the mixtures to rich. Move the propellers already on rich. Yeah, we'll just check that. Let's see if we've got throttle control. Yes, we have. Let's just give the controls a stir as well. Everything's looking good, so we'll crack the throttles open. And move into the middle to get the engine started, because we want to be able to access all of these switches all at once. Okay, so we'll go right engine first. So, energize. We make sure the master ignition is pushed in, and it is. Okay, so booster pump can go on for the right engine. And we can mesh the right engine, and then magnetos, and then primer. So, mesh. Interesting. Why didn't that not work? Perhaps I just didn't do it fast enough. Let's try that again. Work this time. Okay, the booster pump can come off, and the engine should tick over quite happily. So what RPM is it ticking over at? Let's just have a look at that. Okay, so we're going to open the throttles further. So I'd like it to tick over at about 1000 RPM, just while it's warming up. Okay, so then we follow the same procedure. So energize the left engine. Should we go and close that window? We'll put the booster pump on for the left engine. So mesh, both, prime, and take the booster pump back off, and we can close that window. Okay, let's get this. There we go. So that's the hydraulics armed and pressurized. Let's calibrate the altimeter. Let's center up the gyro compass and turn the radios on. Actually, let's go and have a look at some of the switches. So we want the generators on now, don't we? Booster pumps can stay off for the moment, just while we're messing around with things in the cockpit. We won't put the pitot heat on just yet. And landing lights not until the runway. So the avionics master switch can come on now. We can get rid of the cart, so we can go to battery and remove the cart. So we've now got the radios on, which is good. How are the temperatures looking? Coming up. So obviously the right engine is ahead of the left engine, so we'll just hang on for a few moments. Actually, it will warm up while we're taxiing, to be honest. Okay. I'm always a bit paranoid because it's so long since I've flown the DC3, and I've never seen this Duckworks mod before, so... Okay, let's taxi out to the runway. So I'm going to turn the head tracking on now. Come off the parking brake, and we should have just enough positive thrust from the engines to move, and we are moving. Really need to be inside to see this. Hey. So a takeoff from Charles M. Schultz, by the way. Okay, so now we're climbing out. We can put these onto trail. Pull the throttles back a little bit. So, at the moment, we are going about 130-ish degrees. We really want to be going we want to be going south. So, let's go and have a look at the map in a moment. Have we got LittleNavMap running? I think we have. Yeah, let's turn the trail off. There we go. So, we're going south. We'll tune in a VOR. We probably need to go between the hills over there, don't we? But I think the ocean side is better than, or more scenic than the hilly, than the inland side of the San Francisco Bay coming in from the north. But we'll find out. Okay, so let's pull the propeller speed back a bit. Let's also move the mixture back to what would be auto rich, but it's not marked in the Duckworth version. Well, not very clearly. Oh, auto lean, sorry. It's, yeah, there is a marker there, but it's quite faint. So I do wonder, this Duckworth mod is great and it fixes lots of things, but I wonder about the flight model. I don't think it's difficult enough at all. Because when the DC3 first came out for Flight Simulator, I had several emails from ex-DC3 pilots commenting on what they had seen, you know, where I'd been experimenting with it, and they'd said, yeah, the real thing was absolutely a handful. Both takeoff and landing was, you had to dance on the rudder pedals, you had to have the aircraft configured correctly. But this just took off like it was on rails. So it remains to be seen when I come into land what happens. Also, that whole experience of, I was expecting to have to push the nose down and I didn't have to. So I'm wondering what happened there as well. Because yeah, the version that came with Flight Simulator before this was modded, immediately after takeoff, until you get enough speed up, the tail would sag and it would essentially push you up into a stall, and you'd have to start trimming immediately and, like, you know, stick forwards to hold the aeroplane in the correct attitude, but didn't have to do that at all. Obviously it'd be worth seeing if there's any feedback from a real DC3 pilot that's had a go with this, with the Duckworks mod. Obviously we can only speculate. It does seem to be a little bit too easy, if anything. Okay, so we need to probably close cow flaps now, otherwise, yeah, look, it's too cold down here with them open. The rest of it is up in the green, a little bit high there with the temperatures. Come back off the throttle a bit more. Okay, so we're heading towards the San Francisco Bay. We're about to pass over, and now my geography of this area isn't great. So, Ronet Park, heading down towards Petaluma. It's just out ahead of us over here. Turn off the centering on this. We'll also go and tune in the beacon down on the waterfront, 116.20. So if we go to nav 1 and go 116, oops, 20, and if memory serves, you click this button, transfer, yep, and then, yep, the nav instrument is alive. So there's a sticker, or it used to be this label, yeah, that still makes that disappear then. So it used to be that you would rotate this to tune in the nav instrument. So this wants to go to 180 degrees. So keep an eye on, yeah, look at the needles. So if we wanted to fly straight to that beacon from where we are, we need to fly about 150 degrees. So if we do, this is reversed, remember, so if we fly, turn right slightly, we'll be going straight towards that beacon. And there we are. So then obviously we can also spin around the heading on this, or we should be able to. Famous last words. Is it this one? Yes, sorry, it's the, I was using the wrong knob there. So we align this to say we want to fly 150 degrees, so then we can engage the gyro pilot, and let's keep an eye on this and give it a bit of elevator trim to pull the nose back up. Just watching that. Somewhere near level. Okay. The Duckworth mod improves the modelling of the cockpit quite a lot, apparently. I've not looked at it in much detail myself yet. It looks very good to me. Or Duckworks mod, I should say. But yeah, the textures have improved a lot. It's not bad at all now. Let's have a look from outside. Let's have another look at those engine instruments, see how the temperatures are doing. It's a little bit on the high side on the oil. The carburetor air is still a bit on the cold side. So what we could do is slow the propellers down a bit, which will put more stress on the engine and warm it up. Should we come off the autopilot and fly by hand? It'd be more fun, won't it? Go out towards the San Francisco Bay Bridge. Sorry, not the Golden Gate Bridge, not the Bay Bridge, sorry. Listen to me. So if we go round past Lagunitas, it's probably a bit more picturesque than the flat side of the bay, isn't it? Over towards Oakland. The Marin headlands are a bit more scenic. Heading down, all the way down towards, was it Larkspur and San Rafael, and yeah, and then across the bay to San Francisco. Never knows around the city. Should we have a look at the other side? We engage the autopilot for a little bit. Just keep an eye on that elevator trim. Looks fine. Just interested to go and have a walk down the cabin. Can we actually get down there? Yeah, we can. I'm just centering the view up. It was playing up a little bit. There we go. It's better. Okay, that won't let us go any way further forward. Interesting. It must be quite a tight fit to get through here. I managed it a moment ago. Okay. There's some clipping objects in the way by the look of it. Yeah, you can't get past the chairs either by the look of it. Oh, that's a shame. You'd have to use the drone camera to do it. Unless, can we go up in the air? No, we can't. The ceiling's stopping us. Okay. Never mind. How are the engines doing? Yeah, that's worked, look. That strategy, although it's still a little bit cold on the carb. Have we got carb heating somewhere hidden about the place? Is that what these are? Let's try one out and see what happens. Is that needle on the move? No, that's the manifold pressure. Interesting. Okay. Here we go. Carb air. So let's just warm it up a little bit. That's lifted that quite quickly, hasn't it? So if we... Yeah, look, it's almost instant. Okay. Ah, there's the city. Just looking at Bob's comment. Luckily I don't appear to have any passengers to be terrified by me experimenting with things in the cockpit to see what affects it in what way. Unfortunately there's not much in the way of documentation with it. So you kind of have to rely, thankfully, as I said, had several real DC3 pilots get in touch with me. And the most interesting thing they came out with was the documented technique for starting the engines. They said would cause a fire in the real thing. And they've seen many fires in their time. Okay, so let's go down. This is Lagunitas down here, isn't it? Is it the ferry terminal? Is it still down there? We've already gone past it. Larkspur. No, we've just gone past it. Larkspur ferry terminal would have been behind us over here. Should we circle round and have a look? This is it, isn't it? Yeah, you can kind of see the ferries. Okay. Let's carry on back out across the headlands. There's a few container ships in the bay. So there's the Golden Gate. This is the Marine Headlands, which means that's going to be Larkspur down here, isn't it? I think. No, Sausalito, sorry. I'll get it right eventually. Larkspur's behind us now, yeah, okay. How are the temperatures doing? It's looking okay, we're in the green everywhere, great. We are zooming along, doing 180 miles an hour. Probably about 160 knots-ish. Here's the Golden Gate Bridge. There's Golden Gate Park out in front of us. A number of ships out there. Hey, so over the top of Golden Gate Park. Oh, someone's asking about Alcatraz. Should we go and visit it? It's just over there, look. Let's circle round. That's Alcatraz Island right in front of us. So we'll do a circle of it and have a look at it. A lazy circle at low level. So, have they still got the ships in the port down here? Was it the Pampanito and a couple of others? I think this is one of them, isn't it? Is it a U-boat that's here? And there's a sailing ship here as well. I forget which one's which now. The U-boat might be further along. But there you go, there's Alcatraz. Watch it, it's flat calm today, isn't it? It's not a breath of wind. I've actually been to Alcatraz. The reason I know the area at all is because my uncle and cousin live in the area, so I've been able to visit several times over the years. So if you're wondering, Pier 39 is down here. This is the Pier 39 is where all the seals used to be. I don't know if they still are. I know they did leave for a time and then came back again, but I think that's happened several times over the years. Yeah, it's got a few graphical issues going on, hasn't it? But obviously this is the, you can see all the shops and the amusements and all the rest of it. So you've got the Oakland Bay Bridge. Zooming off across there, and the city. Should we go and sit over the other side of the cockpit to see the city? Circle around the city a few times so you get to see it. So there's the ferry building down there. So you've got the Transamerica Pyramid. Is the... Now what's the restaurant with the rotating... Or the building with the rotating roof that's a restaurant? I wonder if that's... Yeah, there it is. Is it the Hyatt it's called? I can't remember now. We did have lunch in there one day. I don't think it's animated. I wouldn't expect it to be honest. So you've got the Kuwait Tower over here on the hilltop. And way down in the depths of the city, there's City Lights Bookstore, which is where Jack Kerouac and Allen Ginsberg and the rest of the generation of writers used to hang out. You've got Twin Peaks up there with the radio masts. Let's go and fly up towards Twin Peaks, go and have a look at it. I think the other side of that hill is the steepest road. I've forgotten what it's called. Yeah, so Andrew said in the comments, yeah, the Hyatt Regency. Was the hotel with the rotating restaurant. I love flying the streets around San Francisco are really well modelled, so there's lots and lots of detail in the streets. You know, far better than many of the other cities in the simulator. Oh hello, Sim's just frozen. Give it a moment. He says, famous last words. Give it several moments. There we go. That was all of the controls being thrown around, wasn't it? They look okay though. Tower. Okay, so off the other side of the bay you've got Oakland and Berkeley, a bit further away. Detail though, this area is amazing though. Look at the houses. The photogrammetry is very, very good. It's remarkably good. Obviously it's always dependent on the quality of the data that they have to work with to make the photogrammetry. And obviously for this area they had very, very good data. Bizarrely, the main structures of the city aren't quite as high quality as the suburban areas, so work that one out. Center the view up a second. There we go. The container ship is about to go underneath the bridge. Let's hope he doesn't hit the support like the ship in New York the other week. I think the piers on this one are significantly bigger than the ones in New York. Okay, so that's Oakland International over there. Is this Buchanan? Let's have a quick look. Where are we? No, it's Alameda, sorry. Naval Air Station. I'm not sure if it's actually still open anymore. Is that an elastic band holding the compass in place? It's actually 3 bungees, keeping it separated from the rest of the cockpit. Yeah, so Andrew's saying, yeah, I was right, the Alameda closed down a long time ago. I think they use it to store stuff. So in the real world, I think it's got containers and stuff all over it. You know, and it's used as a logistics place. I may be wrong about that, I'm not sure. Is container ship being filled up? Is that Hyundai written down the side of it? It might be. Can't quite see around the corner of the stands. Ah, so Andrew's saying it was turned over to the city. It's now a big industrial park. So if we work our way back around towards the Napa Valley, if we go and have a look up here, so come up past Berkeley and Richmond, we've got Napa County, and yeah, Buchanan's further over that way. I was almost right. So there's the Marin Headlands over there, Treasure Island, Sunrafel's further over there, isn't it? How are the temperatures doing? Haven't checked them for a little while. Well, looking good. We're all in the green everywhere. Brilliant. Chugging along about 140 knots. So there's a track down here. What's this for? Golden Gate Fields, Fleming Point. Interesting. Now, which way do we go? Do we come back round on ourselves and go into San Rafael, just across the bay? Or do we carry on it? Let's carry on it to Napa. It's a bit more fun, isn't it? Okay. So we're going to follow the shoreline in a few minutes. Except the wind is... Which way is the wind? Let's have a quick look. Yeah, that would explain it. So the wind is coming in from our left, and it's pushing the tailplane right, which is making the nose go left. It's only a little bit, but it's noticeable. So when we've got a slight right bank, it counters it. If we level the plane up, you'll see the plane will start to drift gently left. It's doing it now. Just starting to gently roll and to weathercock. Yeah, the photogrammetry is very good. Look, it's even picked up the trains on the tracks down there. Follow the freeway. Just pulled the throttles back too much. Okay, so which big company's headquarters is this? Should we have a guess? Really, it's a Walmart? Are you joking? Oh my word. Okay, so if we follow the road, actually it'd be better to go along the shoreline, wouldn't it? And then to look out the window at the scenery. So if we scoot across the cockpit, sit in the co-pilot seat for a little while, as we get to look out this side. So we're coming up towards, let's zoom out and have a look, the Alfred Zampa Memorial Bridge at Carquinez Heights, is that how you pronounce it? Southern Vallejo. Vallejo is just the other side of the bridge. So there's the bridge. It's not a very well modelled bridge by the look of it, but who knows, if we get a bit closer, maybe that shadowing underneath will disappear. We're lucky. Yeah, so people are asking us to go and fly south to go and look at Cupertino. In this aeroplane, flying anywhere takes quite some time, that's the only problem. Yeah, this bridge isn't modelled very nicely, which is a bit of a shame, but you can't expect them to model everything, can you? Okay, so just crossing over towards Vallejo, which is over here. Isn't it interesting how the soil changes as you suddenly changes look? So it's so green and verdant over by the ocean, and then suddenly it turns into almost desert. You see the red disappearing. I guess the red means iron ore, doesn't it? And then it goes more towards limestone out that way by the look of it. It's fascinating. Suburbia. Miles and miles of suburbia. So let's have a look. It's only 30 or 40 miles apparently down to Cupertino, so let's see if we can find it on the map. So we got Fremont, San Jose is going to be quite a long way, isn't it? This is the problem. It's down here, isn't it, Cupertino? Yeah, here we go, look. We'd almost have to fly as far as we've flown so far to get down there. I guess we could, though. We could fly down, double back around the end of these mountains, come down the valley. So if we go and do a right turn, it'll make for some nice scenery on the way, won't it? We can make our way down there, go and have a look. Fly low over the vineyards and the small towns. So we want to be going that kind of trek. So you can actually see the valley look out ahead of us. Whoa, quarry. The earthworks in there, that's impressive, isn't it? You can see a digger, or a loading shovel, not really a digger. Tim Miller says, miles and miles of suburbia. Welcome to the USA. I think, to be honest, most developed countries are like it, though, aren't they? So someone's saying they wish the rivets on the nose were a bit more subdued. I don't know, having never flown in a DC3 and looked out of the cockpit, I couldn't say whether they're realistic or not. So is this a factory that the AI has got horrendously wrong? Or is it a lot of conifers? Or is it a rocket park, maybe? Let's see where we are. It's a refinery, they're chimneys. Yeah, the AI has just got it hilariously wrong. Okay. These are gas containers, aren't they? Another one here, look. Another refinery of some description. But the AI has made a complete and utter mistake in modelling it, but then you wouldn't expect it to get it right, I guess. So this is Mountain View. Fly over Home Depot any moment. So is this the same Mountain View where Google is based, though? Because if it is, you'd expect to see it easily. Unless it's hidden in the trees and it's a spread out campus. Yeah, although this little small area back there was called Mountain View, it's one of the many mountain views I think in the world, not the mountain view that we all know. You wouldn't expect Google to set their to build their headquarters next to a refinery either, really. Okay, let's have a look at the map. It says Buchanan, we're just coming past. So we just follow the valley down, basically. Just carry on in a straight line. We'll eventually end up down by Cupertino. It's just did its trick with the controls again. I love the way reflections work in Flight Simulator. It's very clever. Or should I say, in modern 3D shaders, the tricks they can do to make reflections work is very clever. There's all sorts of rumours about Asobo looking at ray tracing, isn't there? But I think it would need another step forward in graphics card ability to be able to do it fast enough with the simulator. Or they have to be very selective about what gets ray traced. Okay, there's some interesting buildings coming. Oh, it's Walnut Creek, of course it is, yeah. Photogrammetry is great, isn't it, sometimes? Sometimes it does a really good job. So if we just follow the road down. Okay, so Livermore. Now, isn't Livermore the place that used to have the hangars for the blimps years ago? It's all, obviously the hangars have been removed now, but they used to have airship hangars there, didn't they? Pretty sure. I think they were torn down about 20 years ago, the airship hangars. I imagine, was it Akron was built there at Livermore? I can't remember now. I think so. Yeah, this part of the world there was quite a lot of research done with lighter than air vehicles many years ago. Maybe it's Moffett Field I'm thinking of. I can't remember which now. I remember reading the story though about the hangars, and there were some photographs of them shortly before they were decommissioned and torn down, and pictures from the 50s and 60s when they had various aircraft stored inside them, like warbirds and things that were tucked away. We're losing power. I'm going to open the engines. Okay, so we're heading across the back of the bay in a few moments. Obviously this is being super helpful in trying to give us all the meta on the airfields on the way. So we want to be heading over there. Yeah, follow the highway, or freeway I should say. Doing for fuel. In fact, where is the fuel gauge in this thing? There's the pressure, hydraulic pressure, which is all fine. Not up in the wing root, are they? Sorry, not in the wing root, in the ceiling. But somewhere random and crazy. That's the ammeters. Voltmeter. Okay, am I being completely blind here? Hydraulic pressure. Fuel pressure. RPM, manifold pressure. Look outside really, see where I'm going. So, Arctics, is it Arctics? I can't see. I'm going to have to turn head tracking off so I can lean in on the laptop. Yeah, Arctics is saying, thanks John, I've learned to fly countless of aircraft due to your videos. Well, I'm really only kind of a page ahead of you guys usually, so sometimes a page behind. But I think the main thing is just to have some fun, isn't it? So I started out, when I started doing the written guides, like the very kind of brief guides to getting airplanes started, they were for my own purposes to begin with, and then friends were asking for copies of them and I made them all available online, and yeah, that was the beginning of a rabbit hole. Then I started recording a few first look videos as airplanes came out, and then I ended up basically, well, the YouTube channel got monetized at that point, and then I went back and started buying airplanes one after another and just making videos of each one. The shame is I don't really ever get to spend much time with a particular aeroplane to ever get to know it really well. I kind of learn enough to be able to document it, but then I don't go back typically. Although sometimes I do, though, as you can see today. Like recently I went back to the Starfighter because just doing some general interest stuff. Because somebody wrote me and said, oh, did you know about this Sidewinder route that the US Air Force uses for its training? And I said, nope. And that's what gave rise to that whole series of videos about the Sidewinder route through the top of Nevada. Not Nevada, sorry, Eastern California. Brad is saying, hi John, do you ever have a crashed desktop? Very rarely. But then I don't have so much stuff in my community folder. I have quite a lot of scenery in community folder, but I haven't got that many aeroplanes in there. I use add-on linker to only tend to put things in that I need. which makes the sim load quicker as well, actually. But I don't have loads of add-ons on the desk like a lot of people do. So I haven't got too much in the way of dependent bits and pieces, you know, that require drivers or whatever else. And I haven't got other stuff running in Windows that doesn't need to be there. So for example, if I go and open the tray, and we open it up and have a look, there's a few things there. Look, so there's the NVIDIA monitor, there's the Tobii head tracker program, there's the Navigraph thingy, there's OBS, puts an icon in there. The Steam shouldn't even be running really. Let's go and exit Steam. Shutting down Steam. What else have we got running? Windows Defender. It's saying that I haven't scanned it recently, probably. Navigraph Symlink. The Stream Deck. I very rarely use the Stream Deck, you see. So I've got that running. Hardly ever touch it. And TDS is installed at the moment, so there's an icon down there for it, but again, it doesn't really apply to all aeroplanes. And what I'm actually running at the moment, I'm running Flight Simulator, LittleNavMap, and OBS. So we need to do a right turn now out across the city and across the back end of the bay. Yeah, but I don't typically get crashes. In fact, I can't remember this will fate it, won't it, if I say this, but I can't remember the last time the sim just shut down on me. It's going to be months ago. Or not while I was flying. I've had it vanish when it's been sat in the menus, but I wasn't actually using it. Okay, so yeah, we're cutting this off a bit too early, aren't we? We need to turn around the back of here. So let's follow the edge of the water, and that should take us there, to be honest. Temperature's doing okay. Open the engines back up. Okay, so we're just making our way around here out towards Cupertino. So mountain views over here, Cupertino here. Should be interesting actually to have a little nose around. Oh, here we go. There's the fuel. Being an idiot, aren't I? So we've got half of the left tank, left main. Oh, not quite so much. Right main. So the auxiliary tanks have got loads. Yeah, we got loads of fuel. Okay, right turn glide. Let's have a little look, see where we are. So if we straighten up, head for that hill, it should take us straight to it. So we keep an eye out now for the buildings. So there's an airfield we're about to cross the end of, which is San Jose. So yeah, if we follow that line of just missing the back of San Jose, it'll take us out to the right kind of place. I wonder what the reasoning was to lay these out at angles to each other. It's fascinating, isn't it? Okay, so there's San Jose International. That's the VOR, isn't it? Interesting, you don't often see them in the textures. And the mist and low cloud is arriving after flying all this way. I'll just turn the weather off if we have to. It'd be a shame not to see it because of some low cloud, wouldn't it? So if we go around the back and then turn east as we get to the hillside, we should see it. Or turn north, I should say, sorry, not east. Let's do this from outside. Whoa, that guy liked to check aboard, didn't he? Or is it? What is it? Okay, so who knows the area well enough? Is it here? I think it might be. let's carry on round to the north. Just coming around, pointing west. So we want to be going about 330 degrees by the look of it. We're going far too fast. We're only at 50% throttle at the moment. I guess the speed will bleed off. So we're coming up towards Mountain View. So again, let's see if we can spot it. Or the campus, I should say. Probably find out it's this entire area. It's not one particular building, but this is it here. Look, this is Mountain View. So, is it this whole complex? I wouldn't be surprised at all. So someone's asking, does the Duckworks have a DME? I don't think it does. It has basically the accurate instruments that the actual aircraft had. This is the classic version of the aircraft. There is a more modern version that's got a more modern radio suite. So yeah, you'd have to play games with going between Nav1 or, you know, flicking frequencies and tuning to get different radials to triangulate. So, is this a runway over here that we're just heading towards? Yes, it is. It's Moffett Federal, or Moffett Field. There's Palo Alto. How long is the runway at Palo Alto? 2,600 feet. Do you think we could put a DC3 down in 2,600 feet? It might be quite a struggle, mightn't it? Should we have a go? So we got rid of some of that speed anyway. So I'm guessing that's the airfield we're heading for. In front of us. And here we go, someone's after their 5 minutes of fame. So let's see if we can head into Palo Alto. Okay, so let's get ready for this. Helps if you press the levers in the right direction. we just came in with the wind, didn't we? But there's only a few knots of wind as far as I could see. Like I said, I don't think this is altogether that accurate. He actually wants us over there, so we're just going to completely ignore. Can't see you, mate. This is quite funny, isn't it? The pilot has absolutely no visibility of him. Okay. Whatever you do in life, don't be that guy, hey? Right. Let's go and cut the mixtures back. And pull the propeller speed back. And turn everything off. So we want to position lights off, turn off the beacon light, now the engine isn't running. Turn the generators off. That's all good. Interesting. So why are we still getting? Oh, there we go. And we can also put this back in the rearward position. I think that's it. I think that's everything. Oh, the fuel master shut-off valves, or selector valves, I should say. Let's put them into the off position. I'm not sure that we can operate the doors on the DC3, can we? I don't think they work. I may be wrong about that. So I don't think there's a tablet or anything to control anything like that either, is there? Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. It's quite late here, so I should call it a night, really. Yeah, it's midnight. It always seems to be the late ones, doesn't it? Anyway, I'll see you all again soon. Hopefully you enjoyed that. That was the DC3, the Duckworks mod from FlightSim.To. I'm still, the jury is out on if this is realistic or not. It certainly makes it very easy to operate, but whether that's accurate is, well, I think, out for. Hello, looks like the coach driver's had a few too many to drink. Is it the coach? Yes, it was, wasn't it? Oh, well, he's doing donuts in the car park. Anyway, I'll see you all again soon. Take care.